Good morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Coffee and Chat with Hallee Bridgeman. I'm so happy you could join me. I have my cup of coffee, so I hope you have a cup of coffee or tea and you have a few minutes while we chat. So today is Monday, January 6th. I had to look. I've lost track of days because we've still on Christmas break here in Kentucky. My kids go back to school tomorrow. So this is our last day. We're going to skip out of here and go have fun today and find something to do in Louisville. So that'll be a good time. And all my house is put back together. Christmas is gone. Everything has a place again. I do not enjoy the chaos of like the influx of Christmas presents, because I like everything to have a place to go. And so for a long time, things are just kind of stacked, waiting to be integrated into the household. And it's nice that everything finally is put away and is where it belongs, and nothing is stacked up anymore all around anywhere. The tree I put up on Friday, and all of my normal decorations came back out and got put out, and it just, life is back to normal for the next 11 and a half months. And I'm the one who doesn't even put anything up until December 18th, you know? So it's like, it's not even like we live among chaos for weeks and weeks. It's like 2.5 weeks, and it's enough for me. I like things to go back. So I even, all year long, I gather, not all year, like just regularly. So I gather gallon-sized Ziploc bags of pieces and parts of vegetables. And I have to turn my heater off because it's loud. And so as I'm chopping up an onion to put into something with dinner, I'll put the ends into this freezer bag, in the bag in the freezer. And if I'm grating a carrot that I've washed, I'll put the carrot peels in this bag. Anyway, I do that until the bag is full. I also save chicken carcasses or beef bones, or I buy soup bones at our commissary, but they come like several in a package. And so I like pull them apart and individually freeze them. So I have all of these bits and pieces. Well, you know, I had 2 Thanksgiving meals, and then we did New Year's Day dinner. We did a turkey breast. And so I had all of these turkey carcasses, and I had 2 big freezer bags of pieces and parts of vegetables. And I went ahead and made 14 quarts of broth the other day. So I pulled out my big giant roaster pan that I used to cook turkeys, and I filled it with these carcasses that had been frozen and these bags of frozen vegetables, and just turned it on like a low heat, like 300, and I even turned it down to 250 toward the end, and just let it go all day. And at like 8 o'clock at night, I pulled it all out and ended up with 14 quarts of turkey broth. And I'll do the same thing. My next gallon bag will be beef broth, and then 2 gallon bags total I'll make a veggie broth. And so I did that during this time off with the boys, and that creates its own kind of chaos, and that chaos has been put away, and you know, the shelves of empty jars have been replaced with shelves of full jars. And anyway, everything is starting to like simmer down and settle down, and we're ready for school to come back tomorrow. So before I forget, because the last few weeks I have intended to do this and I totally spaced it. So here's my cup today. Creation Museum. These are the gardens in the Creation Museum. They're beautiful. They have, when we used to live in a different part of Kentucky, we were less than an hour's drive from the Creation Museum, and the boys were little, and Greg was in Afghanistan, and about once or twice a month I would drive up to the Creation Museum, and we would just have lunch on the grounds there, because we're members, and so we would get in to the museum itself for free, but the grounds and the lobby and all that are free too. And I would just pack a picnic lunch, and we would go up there, and they would run around in these gardens that have like dinosaurs carved into the bushes and things like that. And it's just a place that, you know, my kids have grown up in. Anyway, so last time we were there, which was Christmas weekend, I bought this coffee cup to give away. And so if you like or comment on this video on YouTube, not on social media, you'll be entered into the giveaway. It will go until midnight Sunday night, so a full week of time. And one of you, wherever you live, I don't care, will win my Creation Museum Gardens coffee cup. So it's my way of saying thank you for being a viewer on my videos every week. All right, so this is today's question. I have to read it off the screen so that I read it correctly. If you partnered with another author to write a book, who would it be and why? Okay, so I have actually partnered with an author to write a Christmas book. And so she has already sent me the first chapter. She's writing the perspective of one of a main character, and I'm writing the perspective of the other main character. And so basically, I had put up on social media something like, the joke went like, it was like one of those memes. I wish there was a Hallmark movie, a Hallmark Christmas movie, you know, with a serial killer, with the lead detective hunting down a serial killer while learning the true meaning of Christmas. I'd watch that. And so, someone challenged me to write it, and Susan Tisdale said something and I said something, and then suddenly the two of us were on the phone together plotting. And now Susan writes Scottish historicals from like medieval time, like long time, like 1300s. And I write Christian contemporary romance. And so we're not the same genres, we're not the same writing styles, but what's funny is that she admitted to me that she was starting a new project that was contemporary, and that this would fit exactly into her new project perfectly. And so we're really excited because we have a woman who is like a gossip columnist who kind of stumbles into a serial killer, Christmas serial killer. And like he only kills at Christmas. And so anyway, we're working through it. We're plotting it out. We're writing it together, and it'll come out next Christmas season. So that's who I did it. And it wasn't intentional. It wasn't like I sought out another author to write a book with. I've never done it before. Greg and I, my husband, we have started a book. We're like 6 or 7 chapters into it, where he was writing male perspective and I was writing female perspective. And y'all, that book is really good. And we talked about it fitting into our Red Blood and Bluegrass series. Like I originally have it set in Birmingham, Alabama, but we can easily like shift the location to the countryside of my fictional town of Cholula, Kentucky. And so that book will come out too soon. I have it on my schedule to be written. Where's my schedule with my... There it is. Okay, so I have it where I will write it like August, September, and it wouldn't publish until March. So sometime a year from now, March 2021. 2021. So it'll come out and it'll be amazing. And I'm really excited about that book because that one is about a Hollywood star who doesn't realize that the men in Hollywood who are being killed are all her leading men. So that's the other book that I've co-written with someone, and that's co-writing it with my husband. But most of my books are like technically co-written with my husband because he's my first editor. He's my sounding board. He's the person who helps me plot the books. He's the person who helps me work through scenes. And so all of them have pretty much been co-written with him. But actually, like, write a chapter, he writes a chapter, I write a chapter, or Susan writes a chapter, I write a chapter. This is going to be a fun experiment and a fun year to see these come to pass and see how our readers take these in, and how good these stories are going to be. Because when Susan and I were plotting the story, I was thrilled. Greg and I were having dinner. We were plotting it. I was texting her. We finally got on the phone together, and the next morning she had the first scene sent to me. And so it'll be awesome, and I can't wait. So that's the answer to your question. I would partner with Susan Tisdale. We'll see how it goes. So thank you for that question. If you have a question for me, click the link on the sidebar of my website, halleebridgeman.com, and it will take you to a Google Sheet, and you just can ask me a question about anything. My characters, my writing, anything. Making turkey broth, I don't care. And if I decide to answer it, then I'll decide to answer it. It's nice to have a huge pool of questions to look through and see what I want to answer. So y'all have a great week. I'm looking forward to digging back into work this week and getting back to work on Alexander's Appeal, Dixon Brothers Book 3. And I will see y'all next Monday. Have a great week. God bless you.